Hello and welcome to another episode of How to LARP at the channel LARP Now, your LARPing experience on YouTube. So, last time we explained to you why we both think LARP is so amazing. And today, basically, we give you the how to start LARPing.
Yeah, there are actually two ways you can start LARPing, either as a PC or as an NPC. So a PC is a player character who will go to a LARP event and experience the whole story brought to life by the Orga team.
The NPC, on the other hand, is actually like a supporter, right? So first of all, when you play as an NPC, non-player character, you will have the entire character and story pre-designed for you. And basically you're bound to what the Orga team is telling you to do. So first of all, let me talk to you about the pros and cons of starting as a player character, all right? So first of all, as a player character, you are completely free in whatever you do in the game. You're completely free about taking any role on you want. You're completely free about your decisions in the game. Basically, this is a great way to start if you just want to take it all in, explore the world, explore the entire setting, interact more or less with whoever you want in whatever way you want, and basically just having a great time, right? Also, lastly, you're completely free in your decisions on your clothing, and you can purchase or craft all the equipment and all the tunics and armor and whatever you want. However, there are also some downsides. First of all, you have to create your own character, you have to purchase or make all your own clothes, and you have to make or purchase all the equipment like weapons, armor, and so on. Second of all, one big caveat for player characters is that there is a considerably higher ticket price, usually like by a factor of 2, 3, 4, 5 of what you would pay as an NPC. And lastly, it only really makes sense to start as a player character if there is a group or at least a body that you can join, because they are the biggest support factor that you can get. Otherwise, you would have to do it all on your own, and that can be quite tricky, especially in the beginning.
Alright, now let's talk about starting as an NPC. Either you will be the fierce orc warrior in the armies of the Dark Overlord, or you might be the old scripter sitting in his library and helping the heroes to save the day. And both roles can happen to you at the same LARP event, and that's a really big advantage about being an NPC. You can try out different roles. Another point is that the costs you will have to start LARPing are way lower as if you start as a player character, because you will just basically need a pair of pants and a tunic that are fitting, and most of the other stuff needed you can get from the Orga team of the event you are visiting. And the last big advantage I would tell you is that you have the possibility to ask questions. There will be many things you won't understand, and instead of having to wait to the very end of a LARP event, you can ask really quickly in the dressing room or at the hangout room for the NPCs, a more experienced guy. Wait, what is that guy, what is the thing that guy have done like half an hour ago with the big hat and the staff? What was he doing? But as with everything, there are downsides as well. So in case of really bad luck, you will get on your first event to a LARP from an Orga team, which doesn't really is nice to his NPCs. Let's be honest, that can happen, but in that case, don't let your courage flow away. Just go to another event from a completely different Orga team, and you will have a completely different experience and a completely different way to look at LARP. The other point is that there's a high possibility that you maybe can't play the role you really want to play. So not every story fits in the a bit shady, but in the end heroic smuggler or rogue character you want to play. And it can happen that you will have to play mostly fighting roles to be in combat with the player characters. And of course, with the advantage of being able to try out a lot of different roles come the downside that you have to switch very often during one event. What can be a little bit annoying, but trust me, in the end it is worth it.
Alright, now you heard all the pros and cons of being a player character or a non-player character. So let's look actually at starting to play as a player character, alright? First of all, I highly recommend that you start looking for a group in your area and maybe contact them if they are looking for new players right now, and maybe meet up or at least make a call or something to figure out if the chemistry is all right, because you don't want to play with people you don't really like, right? Next thing that you want to do is figure out what kind of character you want to play, right? Just the basics. So first of all, it's going to be a good, kind-hearted person, or you want to be a bit more evil, or at least very selfish. Totally up to you, just make a decision. Also, make sure that you already know roughly what style of character you want to play, in the meaning of, you want to be a rogue, do you want to be a fighter, like fierce battles, or actually do you want to sit all day in your camp and maybe be approachable for other players and interact that way. Lastly, create that character. Find a story for him, find his background, where is he coming from, who are his parents, what happened to them, and figure out, do you want to play a bit more extroverted, do you want to go to people and talk to them, or do you just want to wait for them, do you want to pickpocket them, or do you want to play evil to them in any other way? Absolutely up to you. Just make a decision, write it down so you can remember it.
Alright, now we heard how to start as a player character, and I will tell you how to start as an NPC. First of all, you will have to find a LARP event near you. A bit of obvious, but necessary to mention, because in most occasions you will have to register in advance. Afterwards, I recommend you to make contact with the Orga team. Send them an email, a message, give them a phone call. They will have written down ways of communication they prefer to talk about their LARP event in advance. Why it is so important to contact the Orga team before is they can help you with many things. They can assist you finding a sleeping place, and maybe in the tent of a more experienced player, but they can even tell you what roles are available, or maybe even if this special event doesn't fit for a completely newbie. That can happen, and it is better to know in advance than having a really bad moment of bad luck.
So now you know how to create your first character, or how to decide what kind of character to play, NPC or player. But how do you find your first LARP actually? How to do that, we tell you in the next video.
Yeah, and to make sure you won't miss that, down there is a subscribe button and a bell button. Hit both of them so you will get a notification next time we upload a new video. And remember, we are here to show you how to LARP
now. So basically, this is how you can start as a... Everything is awesome!